Everyone selling online seems to love focusing on paid ads, but the smart stores invest in a different strategy. They invest into good emails, SMS, and push notification strategies. And there's a lot of great ones out there. And a good automation can help you recover abandoned carts, can send a series of welcome emails when someone signs up. It can send shipping confirmation with upsells in emails and texts as well. You can cross-sell products, and you can even upsell within order confirmation emails. And honestly, there's really limitless options on how you can set up these automations, when they're sent, who they're going to, what kind of information you're using to make different decisions within the automation. And these tools can do a lot. They can help you boost your revenue without having to pay for expensive ad campaigns. In essence, it's free marketing to people who have already proven to be interested in your product. So it can really capture a lot of extra sales that if you're not using a strategy like this, you're just missing out on. So there are a lot of ways you can set these up, but our favorite is Omnisend, mostly because of their one-click setup, very powerful automations, and incredibly intuitive platform. Makes it very beginner friendly and also very scalable as well. So as your store grows, you can continue to use this and really capture more and more sales. In addition, there's a couple other things we like about them. Numbers don't lie. In the US, merchants earn $72 for every $1 they spend on Omnisend. So pretty good ROI if you actually sign up for it. They have award-winning 24/7 support. We can test that out later on in the video as well. They have over 250 different email templates. And of course, you can build all your own stuff. But honestly, that's what I was saying before about the one-click setup with Omnisend. You really don't have to do anything. Like, you just click one thing, you use the template, and it's pretty much ready to go. There's also SMS support in every single country. You can send personalized messages. There's also a free plan as well, so you don't even have to pay for it if you don't want to. And you have automatic coupons and a lot of other things like that. So with that being said, I'm going to get started. You can set this up with a lot of different platforms out there. The one that I have right now, the store that I'm going to be integrating, is a WooCommerce store. So it's running on WordPress using WooCommerce. And I'm going to show you exactly how to set this up. So to get started, I'm going to go to a new tab and type in santrelmedia.com/omnisend, or you can click on the link in the top of the description or the link in the pinned comment. You can just copy and paste the link too. It doesn't really matter, but this is an affiliate link. So if you go through this link, it costs you absolutely nothing, but it helps us out a lot. We'll get a commission off of that, and that helps to keep content like this free for everybody. We don't have any paid courses. Everything we do is free information, and we just rely on those affiliate commissions if you end up using this and upgrading to a plan. But you don't have to. There's also a free version of this as well, which I'll be showing you throughout this entire video anyway. Now I'm going to click on start for free, and we're just going to set up a basic account here. I'm going to sign up with email, and I'm going to click on sign up. Then we can go and confirm our email. So when you click confirm within your email, it should bring you to this page right here. So I'm going to type in my name. And for the dropdown for choosing other software, I'm just going to say none for now and choose the platform. We are using WooCommerce. So I'm going to say continue. And now we can add some information about our own store and click continue to Omnisend. From here, we can connect our store. So in order to connect our store, it's actually a lot easier if you go over to WooCommerce or go over to your WordPress dashboard, go down to plugins, and then we can go and add a new plugin. So add new plugin. And from here, we can just search for Omnisend, search for it, should pop up as the first one. There we go, Omnisend. So I'm going to click install now. And we can click on activate. Now this also works as well if you're not even using WooCommerce, but I chose the WooCommerce one that integrates obviously much better with that for, integrated coupons and different things like that. So you'll see it should show up on the left side then. There it is. Omnisend for WooCommerce shows up on the very top on the left. So I'm going to click on that. And now we should be able to connect your account. So I'm going to click on connect account because we already had it open in the other tab. We can just click on approve, and that should be pretty much all set up. All right. And now it's taking some brand assets from our store. So it has the logo. It's got some colors. I think all of that looks really good. Just for a quick little idea of what the store is, I'll just show you right here. It's just a really basic, it's honestly just a template. I just changed the name out for it. So I had a sample store with some sample products, but that's the scheme of it. And if you look at Omnisend right here, I think that's really on brand. I think it looks really good, but you could change the accent color, all of that stuff pretty easily right there, as well as the fonts and stuff like that. I keep it consistent with the website. I think, again, not much you have to do with Omnisend. It really just does everything for you. So we'll save the brand assets, and that brings us to, well, your dashboard here in Omnisend, the little pop I'm going to close out of. Now, if you click on the top right, you'll see where your account is. They actually show you how many SMS you have left, how many emails you have left. So 500 free emails per month. If you have a small store, you could totally get started off. 500 emails a month could definitely get the job done. And as you scale, eventually you can upgrade to some other plans that give you more options out there. Or if you just want to upgrade right away to get rid of the little Omnisend logo on the bottom of your email, you could totally do that as well. When you're starting off, I think it's very helpful to have the free version just to kind of really build out the tools to save money and bootstrap your business. But let's check out the plans that are available. I'm going to upgrade for this video just to show you what is available. So there's standard and there's email plus SMS. I'm going to go with standard right now. now, $16 per month. You're getting 500 active contacts, 6,000 monthly emails, 60 one-time SMS, and unlimited web push notifications. So when somebody's on their browser, you can push notifications to them there as well. So I'm going to choose this plan. We'll say continue, enter my billing address and information. We'll say save. We're going to add my credit card information. And there we go. Now we have the upgraded version of Omnisend. And now we have some suggestions right here. Now I'm going to go through all of these, but I don't want to do it from the dashboard because, depending on when you're watching this video, these might not be here. And I want to show you a more tried and true way to definitely get to these in the future, no matter what your dashboard looks like. So on the top, we have our dashboard. We have our campaigns. Those are going to be emails that we're sending out. We have automations. That's going to be probably the biggest part of this video. The thing that I like Omnisend most for. We have forms, which is going to be how people can sign up for your email newsletters, your SMS, just become subscribers in general. And we have audience as well. You can learn more about your audience. You can look at the contacts. You can add people. You can create segments. Now you can actually make as many segments as you want. And so segments will be within your entire audience. You can have segments for just different actions, different things, different categories, where people bought from, things like that. And a lot of other platforms out there do limit how many segments you can make. Omnisend doesn't limit that. So having as many as possible is really nice. So you can have more targeted emails, and ultimately that will drastically increase your open rate and the success of your campaigns. And then of course we have reports on the top as a final thing, and we'll talk about all of these in greater detail throughout this video. To kind of save you some time and just go right to what I think is the most important part of this, we're going to go to automations right now. We're going to preview and start workflow, and the suggested one by default is the abandoned cart workflow. So I'm just going to say continue setup, and I'm going to say only use emails. You could add the SMS channel as well if you wanted, and that could definitely help quite a bit. But honestly, for me, it's a lot simpler if I just use email. So I'm going to start the workflows with just emails. And there you go. Abandoned cart and checkout workflows are now active. So 2 workflows in just a couple clicks there are already activated. We can check them out. So if we say show workflows, you'll see these are both down here. And if I click on abandoned checkout, this is going to show us a little bit more about it. And this is kind of maybe a familiar layout for some people. If not, I'll walk you through how this works. But this is a very common layout for automations. So an automation, you'll have on the very top what your trigger is. So right now the trigger, we have one trigger. You start the workflow after checkout wasn't updated for 1 hour. So maybe they added something to cart, they were ready to check out. Who knows? Maybe somebody knocked on their door, maybe something happened, they got a call, and they ended up not checking out. So you send an email after 1 hour and say, hey, like this is the email right here, and it says, hey, you didn't purchase it, like maybe you still want to. And then you can say, hey, your cart misses you, so you send another follow-up email, then you wait another 12 hours, and then you send one last thing to say, hurry, things are about to expire, and trying to recapture that sale a little bit more. But we can really kind of increase this strength a little bit more yet, but looking at each one individually. So if we want to see this thing right here, so we can click on that, we can send a test email if you wanted to, or you can click edit content if you go to edit content. So this is the email that would be sent. And if we look at it on the top, we have our logo. We've got a quick little paragraph there, just says like, hey, what happened? This is your cart. Are you still interested, basically? And then down here, this should be updated. I believe product details. Yeah. So depending on what was in your cart, this should be updated, showing them what was in the cart, and they could shop now. So even though it says nothing right here, you could do that. It will do that automatically, or you can manually add some other things if you wanted to customize this. And then on the bottom, of course, your footer, your account name, address, and basic things like that, and the Omnisend badge. We can get rid of the Omnisend badge, but just kind of talking a little bit more about what we have here. You can rearrange things. So if you wanted this a little lower or higher, you can click the up and down arrow. We can duplicate that layout and have another one of that if you wanted to. I don't want that, so I can close out of that, hit a little trash can, and we can go to quick add and add some other elements from the left side. So maybe we want a discount. I don't really want to put a discount on the very first email. So let's say finish editing, and we're going to say on the third email, we want to give them a 15% discount. If we go down here to the third email, which is going to be after, it looks like about 24 hours. So we're going to edit the content here. So we're going to quick add. We're going to click and add text, drop that right here. And we can say, save 10% on us. And we can make that a header. We can make that a medium heading. We can center that as well. And then we can quick add, and let's add a discount. And so this does everything automatically. This makes the coupon in WooCommerce for us. It puts it right here, and it's a unique coupon just for this person who's getting this email. So we can click on that, and you can see discount value. Let's do 10%. It applies to all orders on there, or you could have a minimum. Say, hey, it only applies if they spend $25 or more. And this could be you could also do fixed amount if you wanted $5 off $100. 100, something like that. And you can add some other things, expiration on there if you want it to expire within 14 days. It is a button. You can choose what the button says, where it's actually linking to. So it's going to link to the store. And so that could be a really powerful way to kind of recapture some sales after a couple days. Like, hey, maybe if they saw the first 2 emails and they still didn't go to their cart, maybe they're just really second guessing their purchase, and a little discount like this could just put them over the edge and think, you know what? Yeah, this is worth it. I'm going to buy it 10%. Now it's the price that I want to pay. So let's say finish editing, and now that should be set up. So that is our first automation. I don't really want to do anything else within this automation, but just kind of showing you a couple other tools in case you wanted to. You can have delays, as you can see right here. If you wanted to add a delay in the beginning, it waits for 1 hour, but I could say, hey, let's wait maybe another 30 minutes. So it's an hour and 30 minutes. So 1 hour there, 30 minutes here, we can update that. So that's the delay there. You could also tag people. So depending on what they do, you can add tags to the contacts. You could split it and say, okay, after this email, let's say split, and we could say this split is going to be based on, we could say message engagement. So we could say if they opened the previous email, then say email, open the previous email, that one right there. So save. So if they opened that, continue on with this workflow. If they did not open that email, then maybe we send them a different email, or maybe we wait longer to send them the next email. Or you could just say, you know what, nothing. If they didn't open it, that's fine. They're not interested. Don't clutter their inbox and don't waste my time sending emails. So we'll say update. And the fourth thing here is going to be A/B testing. So if you wanted to test 2 different emails and see maybe which one does better, which one performs better, you could add A/B testing in the automation as well. So that's just some of the tools we have available. Of course, email, SMS, push notifications. If you wanted to add those in, as you might expect, you just click and drag those over. So I could say, hey, maybe for this one, we'll add an email if they did not open the first one, and it could be whatever you want. So I'm just going to leave it as is. Actually, I'm going to delete that because I don't feel like typing an email right now. So we'll say less delete, or yes delete. And now we can publish the changes. And in case anyone is currently in the workflow right now, because this is like a 24-hour workflow, we could say let them finish their current workflow, don't exit them from that workflow, and we can publish those changes. So that's abandoned checkout. Abandoned cart is going to be pretty similar. Of course, you can customize that as well. And now if we wanted to make any other workflows, any other automations, we can click on create workflow. And here's what I said. We've got tons and tons of different templates you can choose from. Order confirmations. Of course, we already have abandoned cart and abandoned checkout. You can see the little icon right there. So it sends 1 email. This one's 3 emails. You can have a welcome series. So if somebody signs up through a form, maybe it's like every single day they'll get a new tip on how to use whatever. Like maybe if it's, for example, a golf training aid, then each of the 7 days is going to be like a different video with a different expert on some tips that they can do or use with their new training aid that maybe they bought from you. Just some other ways to add value so that you kind of reduce returns, increase value for the end user, and ultimately you can upsell some other products in that as well. As you scroll down, you can see we've got other things like when something comes back in stock, you can cross-sell in A/B testing, you can do shipping confirmations, lots and lots of automations. I'm not going to go through all of these, but I highly recommend you scroll through these and figure out which ones make the most sense for your store. And obviously on the left side, we've got some great tools here to filter. So you can go based on goal. So if you want to recover visitors or cross-sell, you can choose that. You can also choose the type, if this is a post-purchase campaign or something that is more transactional, and you can choose the channel if it's email or email and SMS. So I am going to click the little X, get out of that. I already have the automation that I'm looking for right now. And now I want to talk a little bit more about some other things we can do with Omnisend. So if we go over to campaigns, let's say you wanted to send a one-off email. Maybe you launched a brand new line of fall apparel, whatever, clothing, maybe fall scents. Say you have like a soap and you're selling some fall scents. We want to create a new campaign, a one-off that goes to our whole list just for that. So I'm going to click on create email campaign and we can choose the subject line. If we click generate subject line as well, I really like this tool here. So you can kind of just type in like what your approximate idea is, and it'll give you a whole bunch of different ideas like try our new fall lotion scents, get your hands on our new lotion scents, limited time, new fall lotion scents. I think that one looks pretty good. I'm going to add some capital letters there, new fall lotion scent, and then we can have sender's name. This could be from sender's email address is going to be maybe that one, or we could just, let's go with that one. Sure, that's fine. We could use reply to email address as something different if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that. That's fine with that. We can have a pre-header as well. I would be terrible at managing a lotion scent store. I can't name any of these. But let's just say like Apple. I don't know. I have no idea. Campaign name, this could be new fall scents, and language is English. So now we can say choose email templates, and there are a ton of different templates out there. So let's scroll down and see which one kind of makes the most sense. I think this one's similar-ish. Maybe we want to have, let's kind of start filtering through these. I think this is going to be promoting products, and this could be new yarn collection. Looks pretty similar to what we're doing. We can view this template with preview right there. And I think, oh, look, it even changes the colors and adds our logo there for this preview. That's fantastic. Yeah, this is exactly what I want. Okay, so I'm going to close out of that. I'm going to use this template, and now there we go. So we can click on any element on here on this template and very easily edit it. So if I want to change this to our new fall lotion collection is here. We can edit this text. And of course you can change images as well just by clicking on them. And then on the right side, we'll replace that image. And we're going to upload from computer, browse files, select the one we just uploaded, and there we go. This is not a great looking email by any means because I don't actually have real photos of real lotions that I'm selling, but just kind of show you what the tools that are available look like. So much like we saw before with when we were editing the automation email, on the left side we have quick add and we have a lot of items. You can simply drag any of them over, click and drag. If we wanted, say, a logo, or just say we want logo somewhere. So let's say down here we want to put our logo there. You can say quick add, go to logo, click and drag that over, and it drops our logo in very easily. Similarly, you can put videos, you can put menus, social media. Let's say I want to add my socials, like right there. We can add them there. Tons and tons of different things. HTML code is going to be more advanced. If you have some other integrations you want to put within here, you could do it that way. And product listing, product recommender is another great tool. So I'll add that one, say right there, product recommender. And this is going to be automatically filled in. So I'm going to leave it as is. I think that looks good. And of course, before you do anything with this, I recommend sending a test email. So we can also preview it, change template. I'm going to say send test email. Click on that. I'm going to send it to myself, and we can save and choose recipients. So the test email arrived, and if you look at this, everything looks pretty good. You'll see the products populate down there. Those are not the ones we want. We have to customize that later, but if I say shop now, it'll take us over to the store anyway. So no matter what, it is linking back to the store that we wanted to, and I think this looks pretty good so far. So we just need to customize those products and customize a little bit more on here. Say shop yarns. We don't want it to say that, and choose where the buttons actually go. So let's close out of these tabs here, and let's go back to where we were, the campaign. So if we go down to our top picks right here, this little block, if we click anywhere on the block, we'll get our settings on the right side. We could choose a layout if you want it maybe this way or this way. You can choose how that's actually being set up, and we can choose the products from our store. So pick products from store. These are the ones, like I said, that are actually over on my store. So just kind of showing you from the WordPress dashboard. If I go to products, you'll see that we have just a bunch of ones that came with this template for this little sample store that I have here. And they're just like a lot of food things, organic stuff, whatever. And so we can choose which ones right here. You can see they're mapped over perfectly, which ones I want to include here. So maybe orange juice, maybe honey. Let's just select maybe like 4 products that I think would go well in this email. So I'm going to add those 4, and you'll see all 4 of those are populating in this email. So now if somebody goes and clicks shop now on any one of those, it should link automatically over to that product on the store. So I think that's very powerful. I really like seeing that. Down here, this little thing, so if we click anywhere here, so click there, you'll see this is going to fill in automatically. So product recommender, this is based on our store, and this is going to be based on the best sellers, or we could say newest products. I'm going to say newest products makes sense here. And now we can actually send another test email. So send test email and try it again, see how this one goes. So now the latest version of the email, there we go. Now we fixed that. It's now including our products. So you can see our top picks. Those are all listed right there. And then down here, that automatic product recommender that we added in down here, it's cool. It shows like each product has a little paragraph about them, and you can click shop now. It's good. It works well. So now I'm going to go back to Omnisend, and now we can save and choose recipients. So we have this email, this campaign that's ready to be sent. We did our test email. Everything looks good to us, and we want to send it out to our email subscribers. We have 2 options. We can either send it to all subscribers, which right now we don't have any because it's a brand new store. We'll talk about how to get them in a minute, or you can choose different segments. You can create segments as well, or add manual segments if you wanted to, like if you know who is going to. So right now we don't have any segments. So let's just do all subscribers. I'm going to review the campaign. So one final look over here. So we can choose campaign booster, by the way, which will automatically resend the campaign to subscribers who missed it initially. Maybe they didn't open it right away. So this should be helping your open rates. I'm going to enable this right now, and we can change the subject line on the little booster right there. I think that looks fine. And then the booster sending rules, you can say if it's either they did not open the email or they did not click within the email. So I'm going to say haven't opened the email, looks fine. And you can do that after 48 hours. That's what they recommend. And a lot of Omnisend stuff, I kind of just leave it as it is recommended. They've done a lot of research, and most of their default stuff is actually quite good. So everything looks good there. We can send, or we can schedule it for later, and I can just say send now. Now, unfortunately, because we have no email subscribers at the moment, it's not going to let me do that. So I'm just going to say save and close, but you would say send now if you had more email subscribers. So let's talk a little bit more about those audience segments. If I click on audience, I'm going to start off just to kind of make this easier. I'm going to add maybe a handful of contacts, maybe 8 to 10 contacts, just to kind of make it so I'm able to even add segments. I'm going to say add contacts, and we're going to add a single contact, just add them one at a time. All right, so now I have 5 contacts right here. Now that we have that, we can start to make some segments. So I'm going to click on segments over on this tab right here, and we can create our first segment. So if we click create segment, you can choose pre-built segments, which is really cool. You'd have active email subscribers, window shoppers, and so that's going to be subscribers who frequently visit your store, but maybe they haven't placed any orders yet. So these would be great people to kind of retarget with some campaigns. They already discovered you, they know you exist, but they haven't actually pulled the trigger and made a purchase yet. And the fact that they've been doing this means that they're probably interested. Additionally, you can have somebody who started checkout but didn't place an order. You can do birthdays. I think that's a really good one. So subscribers who will celebrate their birthdays in the next 7 days, you can make this segment. I'm going to make this one right now. I think this is really cool. Or deal hunters is another one, for example. Honestly, just scroll through these. These are a lot of great ones that are already pre-built, or you can make your own from scratch as well, based on a lot of different metrics. So let's just say contacts from the United States. Maybe I have like a new deal that is free shipping and it only applies to anyone within the US. So I can go with this one. So I'm going to customize this one, and we could say anyone who's subscribed to email channel and their country is United States and the city is, we actually I don't care what city they're in. Just if they're in the United States, that's all that really matters. You could say anyone who viewed the page at least one time within the last 30 days. I could say we could even do within the last like 12 weeks. 12 weeks is probably fine. So we could save and show the contacts. And this is going to be USA active subscribers. We're going to say save. And that will make that segment automatically. Right now, nobody fits in that segment because I only manually added those 5 email addresses, and none of those people have actually viewed the page yet. So that's why they don't show up just yet. But if I go back, let's make another segment. So we're going to create another segment. We're going to create segment from scratch, and we can do a lot of things here. So the first filter, I'm just going to say maybe subscription status is that they are subscribed. So that's a good start right there. And we can add other filters as well. So let's add a filter and say maybe if they have a birthday coming up or city or consent. Let's say first name. So let's just say, and first name is Mike. Save and show contacts is going to be Mike's. All right, and it looks like we have one contact that is named Mike right now. So that way I can send an email that is just for anybody named Mike. It's a really loose example. I don't think you'd ever actually use this one in particular, but that's how you can make these segments. And as other people subscribe and they enter their information and they fit different criteria, different segments are going to automatically, they're going to be populated with the new subscribers that show up there. So if somebody else subscribes, their name's Mike, they'll automatically go into this segment. And if I ever have an automation or a campaign that I'm sending only to this Mike segment, that'll automatically include them and they'll be getting that. So that's a really powerful tool right there. So we talked about automations. We talked about a single campaign. We talked about audience and segments as well. The only 2 things we haven't really discussed in greater detail are the reporting, which we'll talk about in a second, and of course the forms. So in order for somebody to enter this, to subscribe, they could either make a purchase and you can integrate that into your store, your checkout, or you can have a form on your website as a pop-up. It could be on the bottom, like a little subscribe for a discount, different things like that. It's actually very common to see a little deal pop up that says hey, get 10% off if you enter your email right now. And I think that's actually quite successful because people do that really quite often. So I'm going to say preview and launch form. And there we go. This is the suggestion that Omnisend is giving us. Get 10% off your first order if you enter the email, 10% off. And I think that is exactly what we want. I'm going to click on enable. This whole thing should be very easy to do. This is a welcome workflow. So I'm going to say set up welcome workflow as well. So we'll say continue to set up, just emails, start workflow, and we can preview this workflow, show my workflows. Let's see that welcome one that they just made. And so this should be when somebody signs up, wait 1 minute, then send them this welcome email. Let's say that we want to edit the content and make sure that they're getting the discount that we mentioned in that little pop-up. So right now I don't see the discount. If you remember, this is how we set up the discount, which is probably my favorite tool on here. If we go to quick add, we can go down and add a unique discount. So every individual person gets a unique discount. If you're sending you could do this for everybody, and I think this is really probably the best way to do it. Or of course, if you wanted to have a static discount that's like spring 10 or something, you can add that as well. So this discount 10% off. This is for new customers that are going to be getting this email, and I think that looks good to me. I really like that. So I'm going to say finish editing, and there we go. So now we have that. We can say update, publish changes. We can close out of this, and now our first form, which is a pop-up, is ready to go. If we click on that, you'll see That's what it looks like. Looks good. Now, there are many different forms you can create. If I say create form, you'll see there's like winter sale ones, Valentine's Day, the Wheel of Fortune. I'm not the biggest fan of the Wheel of Fortune, but I've seen Omnisend. Like, I've actually used this in other videos where I was showing how to use Omnisend on a store. And I have to say, they do it better than a lot of Wheel of Fortunes out there. I'm not the biggest fan of it, like I said, but if you're going to use a wheel, like Omnisend probably does it best, where it's like the least sketchy looking. Like, it's actually, it's well done is what I'm trying to say. As we scroll down, you can see a ton of different things. And once again, on the left side, you can choose what your objective is, what the theme is. You can choose if it's a pop-up, an embedded, a landing page, anything like that. All really well done over on the left side there. So I'm going to close out of this. I'm not going to make another form, but this one is ready to go. Now, one thing that is very important that we do is if we go back to our WordPress dashboard, you should be able to click on Omnisend for WooCommerce on the left side. And we want to make sure that we select the settings correctly for this. So we can pre-select opt-in, of course, depending on your local rules and regulations, check that out. Make sure you're doing this all correctly. So save consent text, maybe we want it to say that. And we could assign a tag to contacts that you import to Omnisend as well if you wanted to do that. Not a whole lot of settings we really need to customize here. You can see logs, you can sync it, make sure everything's synced up. So we'll make sure that it's synced up, resync all contacts. There we go. Products, contacts, everything correct there. Now let's go over to our store. So let's visit site, and there we go. Look, that pop-up now works very well. So I'm going to enter my email right now. So let's just say enter my email. I'm going to say submit. Maybe I don't want to enter my phone number. Okay, so right now it's requiring you to enter phone number as well. I'm going to do that. Fine. We'll say submit. And now we have a 10% discount in our inbox. So I'm going to close out of that, go to my inbox. Now, segments are really important because they give you significantly higher open rates by going specifically to an audience that you really intend, rather than just mass spraying out emails to the entire audience, to your entire every subscriber you have, going specifically to just people who have a birthday this week, just people who, for example, maybe live in the United States, things like that. Different segments based on their actions, based on who they are going to have much higher open rates, which does improve the delivery much, like by really a lot. Anyone who's done any kind of email marketing will know that open rates are absolutely essential to keep very, very high. In addition, as I mentioned before, you do have unlimited segments available, which is great. And we can start with a lot of pre-built ones as well. So then finally, let's go over to reports. Now within reports, you have standard, advanced, and deliverability. So deliverability will tell you when emails were not able to be delivered, things like that, sender domains. Let's go back to standard. And so from here, we have campaigns, we've got workflows and forms. So workflows, you can see all the different workflows we have: abandoned checkout, abandoned cart, and welcome. Right now, one was sent. It was 100% open, so it worked well. It was clicked, well, it was not clicked. So let's actually go back and click that now. There we go. And there is our little 10% off coupon that we got in our email inbox. So this actually did work quite well. That's great. That's exactly what we wanted to see. And anyone else who signs up will not get that exact code. It only works one time. It's unique to me. And so it can't be shared on like Honey or one of those other platforms out there that just shares coupons with everybody else out there. So that's really cool. I really like how that worked. If we refresh this, because we clicked, that should show up as a click. Maybe in just a minute, I'll say redeem discount. There we go. Now that I actually clicked, this should be registering as a click. It'll have, there we go. So one click. 100% of people went and actually clicked. No sales actually happened yet. So you can really learn which of these had the most clicks, the most opens, the most sales, and you can really kind of optimize based on that and say, okay, well, if this abandoned cart is not doing as well as abandoned checkout, maybe you could change the text on there. Maybe you could change the workflow and the delivery and the timing of everything. Maybe add another sale in there to encourage more people to click. Like, you can really optimize a lot based on these reports right here, which is why I personally really like the workflow reports that are available. Of course, you could dive in a lot deeper to each individual one as well, and learn a lot more about what's working. You see charts and things like that, a lot of different metrics, and there's a lot you can do. So that's pretty much everything I have to show you about Omnisend. Like I said, I really like it because it is a one-click setup for most things. If you just want like a welcome email, abandoned cart, things like that, and it's really well done with just a single click. The products are imported, the coupons are made automatically. You don't have to really do anything, but there are a lot of tools available, so you can really tweak everything and dial it in exactly as you want. So as your store scales, you can really make this a really high profit machine based on your own experience and your own metrics that you're getting reports from within the Omnisend dashboard. So if you guys want to get started, like I said, we have that affiliate link in the description below. There's a lot of other tools out there, but Omnisend, it's the one that we go with. Of course, if you also want a full tutorial on how to set up a store with WooCommerce, I have links to that down below as well. A full YouTube video I made just a couple months ago. Hopefully that can help you as well. Thanks for watching. I'm Michael Bryan from Santrel Media, and I'll see you in the next video.